Hi and welcome back to the channel. It's true, my name is Norf, and this week I've got a question for you. If you happen to work in a corporate environment, are there any dangers of presenting someone else's slides? You might say to me, Norf, there's absolutely no danger in that whatsoever. What are you talking about, man? It's a walk in the park. What could possibly go wrong? Well, let's unpack that this week, shall we? So, as is customary, if you're ready, let's get started. Presenting somebody else's slides could potentially be a walk in the park and be very nice to said person because you're helping them out and you're being nice. However, let me just set the scene for you. You're at work, you're minding your own business. All of a sudden, something like this happens. Oh man. Oh, what am I gonna do? I'll give Norf a shout. Hang on. He's always super helpful. Oh, it's Norf. Hello, mate. Hey, Norf. Good morning. Are you alright? How you doing? Yeah, mate. I'm good. You? Yeah, I'm good. Good, excellent. Listen, I'll keep this call really short and brief because I know you're always up to your neck in it. Great, thanks. But I just wondered, can you do me a small favour? Sounds ominous. It's nothing taxing, it really isn't. Right, okay. But, so I noticed that in your calendar, you're actually free on the 21st. Yeah. I've got a clash on that day. Right. Would you mind presenting these slides for me at this next meeting? At this point, Norf should have alarm bells going off in his head. What? All he wants me to do is just present this? Oof. Yeah, I've got a clash and I can't make it. Would you mind doing that for me? Okay. Oh, mate, you're an absolute superstar. Thank you so much. I'll send that stuff over as soon as we finish the call. Great, thank you. And then you can get yourself prepped and ready for it. Sure, perfect. It's only 45 minutes, so it's all good. 45 minutes. Okay, all right. Mate, thank you so much. You've got me out of a tight spot. Okay, I think. Thanks, mate. All right. Cheers, Norf. Cheers. Talk soon. Cheers. Thanks. Yeah. Cheers. Bye-bye. Bye. The content's already been created. All he has to do is present them. Really? Run to the hills! Save yourself! Yes, Norf is such a lifesaver. Awesome. Right. Right. Oof. What have I just let myself in for? Oh. I'm not sure about you, but I have definitely been in that situation. Actually, I was just in that situation, wasn't I? Yes. Anyway, moving on from that. I've been in that situation in my professional career, and there are 5 things that I want to point out this week that will help you avoid things like that, or potentially things going horribly wrong. I'll leave time codes in this week's video in the description below so you can jump to the sections that you want to. Now, just like you, I'm a really nice person and I like to help people out where I can. But if I'm going to present somebody else's material, there's a handful of things that I'm going to need to know first. And out of the gate, the first point is all about content. Make sure that you know the original content creator's content. Understand what they are looking to articulate in that meeting. What do I need to know to come across as credible and to create something that's going to be of value and benefit to the audience that's going to be listening to the presentation? Also, when you're spending time with them to understand what they were going to share, also question them to understand what specific perspectives they had or what insights you can glean to then share to the audience. Now, I don't need to know everything in its minutest detail, but certainly for me to understand the story in which I'm supposed to be articulating, that I absolutely need to know. Understanding the content is critical, but also adding to that, being able to augment some of the points with a particular perspective or insight will also add to your credibility as a presentation stunt double. The second point is understanding who is in the audience. Who is it you're presenting to? Are you presenting to some C-level executives, to managers? Are you presenting to some new starters? Whoever is in the room, ensure that you know who you're presenting to, be it a physical room or a virtual room. That will also support your confidence because you know who you're going to be articulating the message to. You'll also need to understand what the delegates know, because your job in order to bring that story to life as a stunt double, if you will, is to bridge the gap between what they know and the story the original presenter was looking to articulate. My third point is to rewrite. You may well get the slides in from the original content creator, but spend the time to rewrite the slides. Not literally rewriting everything, but what I mean by that is putting the story into your voice. The original content creator would have created the slides to put it into their voice, but because you're not them, you need to put that story into your voice. I've done this a number of times before. By taking somebody else's slides and just trying to bimble through it, you'll end up losing credibility, and that's one thing that you want to avoid. So spend the time up front to rewrite the story so it's in your voice. So the flow through the story is how you would do it. And that brings us to a really good point about being authentic. You'll want to be true and authentic to yourself by recreating the story so it's put in your own voice. Point number 4 is a critical one, and it's all about spending the time to prepare, and prepare well. If it's your own content that you've created, you may choose to fly by the seat of your pants and get away with it. But if it's somebody else's content you're trying to understand and authentically articulate, you've got to spend the time to practice and refine. Practice and refine. Now, there's no point in Norf calling me up saying, by the way, the presentation is only 45 minutes long and it's in the next 2 hours. What? Norf, are you kidding me? Wowzers. What do you think I am, a magician? Practice, refine, practice, refine. Give yourself time to prepare. Because we all understand P to the 6, right? Proper preparation prevents poor PowerPoint performance. My 5th point is a subtle one, and that is to set the tone or set the expectations at the beginning of the meeting. Okay, you might be presenting on someone else's behalf, and that's absolutely fine, but don't go in and say, well, I don't really know this material very well, I'm trying to do my best. That's absolutely what you want to avoid, because again, that will potentially undermine your credibility. Be sure to open your part of the delivery in a really strong way. You may want to set expectations by saying, I've had a really good handover from Norf, he can't make it unfortunately because he's got a clash, but in this meeting and this part of the delivery, we're going to be covering this. If there are things that I don't quite know, that's fine, we'll car park those things, as in we'll write them down for later, and we'll get those questions answered. Is that okay? There we go. You've set out a really good expectation and you've started out really strong. As a bonus tip, always, always, always ensure that you've got a CTA at the end of your presentation. CTA? Norf, that's a TLA. Really? What's a CTA? CTA is a call to action. You know me, I love to give takeaways. 3 things for people to take away typically is something that I would give. And a TLA, that's a 3-letter abbreviation or 3-letter acronym dependent on where you are in the world. And that's it, just those 5 points with the bonus tip. Those will help you avoid falling into any potholes when you're presenting somebody else's slides. The first point, of course, is you have to know the content. Be sure to also understand any particular perspectives or subtle insights to allow you to really bring the content to life. But the first point, ensure that you understand the content that you're going to deliver. The second point is to understand who is in the room, be it a physical room or a virtual room. Who is it you're going to be presenting to, and how much do they know? That will help you then bridge the gap. The third point is to rewrite the story. Remember, the original content creator will have their own story. You have to recraft that story to put it into your own voice, to bring about truth and authenticity to who you are as a presenter. Do not go in with somebody else's content expecting to fly by the seat of your pants. That will end up damaging your credibility, and nobody wants that. And the 5th point was to set expectations from the outset. You may be standing in for somebody else, but that's fine. State that from the outset, but make sure that you start strong. And the bonus tip, of course, give takeaways, calls to action. What is it you want the audience or delegates to do once they've finished listening to the delivery? And that's it for this week. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time here. You know that I'm a massive fan of the number 3, so if you would, please do 3 things for me. If you like the content, please do give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're not yet subscribed, and also hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on when I upload brand new content to the channel. Again, thank you for choosing to spend your time here, and I'll see you next time.